right, this is video 2 for 12.3, mean, median, mode, and range. So in this video, I'm not going to show you how to add because you know how to add and all that, but I will show you or tell you what we're getting for our answers so you can kind of follow along. So in this one, we're finding the mean, median, and mode. First, what I do is put the numbers in order from smallest to biggest, so that helps out a lot, especially when finding the median. Make sure that you look at how many numbers there are in the original problem and how many numbers that you wrote down. Double check your work carefully on that, okay? All right, so on the first one, for mean, we're going to add up all the numbers together and then divide by how many numbers that there are. Again, there's 6. So when you add them all together, you get 133. Divided by 6 is 22.17. Now, I did go ahead and round that, so make sure you're careful on how they want you to round. This one says nearest hundredths place. All right, the median. So since there's 6 numbers, that means there are 2 numbers in the middle. The 2 numbers in the middle are 25 and 27. So we're going to add 25 plus 27 and divide by 2. And so the median is 26. Now, the mode is the number that occurs the most. 2 only occurs once. 24 only is written once. 25 is only written once. 27 is written twice. And 28 is written once. So 27, since it is written more than the other numbers, is the mode. Now, which measure best describes the data? Now, we do have an outlier. 2 is an outlier. It is, by definition, a data value that is much lower than the other data values. It could also be much higher, but all the other numbers are in their 20s, and then we have 2. So whenever we look for an outlier, when there is an outlier, then the median is the best number that describes the data. So there's the median because it contains an outlier, and 2 is the outlier. All right, number 2. Again, I'm going to put these numbers in order from smallest to biggest, but notice this time it says you're going to divide each value by 4. So I'm going to divide each value by 4, and that's 0 plus, I'm just going to leave them like they are. 0 over 4, 2 over 4, 3 over 4, 6 over 4, 8 over 4, 9 over 4, 9 over 4. All right, so I'm going to use my ABC button, and I'm going to add those together. So when I add all those together, I get 37 over 4. And now I'm going to divide by how many numbers there are. So originally there was 7. Here I have 7. So I'm going to divide by 7 and then round to the hundredths place. So the mean is 1.32 of all of those numbers after you divide each one of them by 4. All right, the median is the number in the middle. Since there's 7 numbers, there's only one number in the middle, and that would be 6 over 4. So 6 divided by 4, again, make sure that you pay attention to how they want you to write your answers. They are saying decimal answers. So 6 divided by 4 would be 1.5. The mode is the number that occurs the most. Well, that would be 9/4. So 9 divided by 4, the mode is 2.25. And the range is the biggest number minus the smallest number. So, oops, so that would be 9/4 again. So that's 2.25. All right, now sometimes they're going to, on number 2, they're going to tell you to multiply each number by something or divide each number by something. So make sure you look at what the operation they're wanting you to do. All right, number 3, we're finding the mean, median, and mode again. So first, put them in order. The mean is where we add the numbers together, and this time we're dividing by 6 because there's 6 numbers, and the mean is 12. The median, all right, we have 6 numbers, so that means there's 2 numbers in the middle, so that would be 10 and 12. So the median is adding 10 plus 12. Divide by 2, and we get 11. The mode is 9 because that number occurs the most. And the number that, or the measure that best describes the data this time would be the mean. because this data does not contain an outlier. Okay? So if there is an outlier, it's median. If there's not an outlier, it's mean. All right, number 4. So you probably have seen this, taking the ACT, you probably have seen this particular type problem on the ACT. They give you a list of data, but one of the data number or data set is X. Then they tell you what the mean is. So what we're going to do is use the formula for finding mean. We're first going to add all the numbers in the data set together. So 101 plus 122 plus 104 plus 113 plus 107 plus X. Now, whenever you count up how many numbers there are, make sure you count X in that data set. So we're going to divide by 6. And that's going to equal the mean of 105. So what we're going to do first is add all of the numbers except for X together. So we're adding these 5 numbers together. Just use your calculator, add them together, and you get 547 plus X. Over 6 equals 105. All right, so now we want to clear our fractions. I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. Over here, the 6's cancel. So I get 547 plus X equals 630. And then subtract 547 from both sides. So the X, the missing data value, is 83. All right, number 5. We have 2 sets of data that we're going to find the range and the mean of. So set A, putting those numbers in order from smallest to biggest, and set B, I'm going to put those numbers in order from smallest to biggest. The range of set A, the biggest minus the smallest, is 22 minus 20. So the range of set A is 20. The mean of set A, when we add all those numbers in set A together and divide by 5, because there's 5 numbers, then we get 12.4. For set B, the range is 18 minus 14. So the range is 4. The mean of set B, add all those numbers together and divide by 5, and we get 16. Now, the range of set A is greater than the range of set B, because the range of set A is 20. The range of set B is 4. The mean of set A is less than the mean of set B. So the mean of set A is less than the mean of set B. All right, the data values in set A. Now, since the data values in set A are, the range was 20, that means that they are more spread out, because since they're greater than, the set A was 20 and set B was 4, 20 is greater than 4, that means they're more spread out. So set A is more spread out than set B. All right, number 6. Now I put these numbers in order. These are a bunch of decimals for batting averages for certain baseball players. I'm not sure who they are. But for set A, or for the first baseball player, I put the answers over here in purple. Set B, the red is set B. I can't read all that. I think that says 0.332. That's terrible. Okay, so the range of the first baseball player is 0.364 minus 0.258. The biggest minus the smallest. So that's, oops, it's not 0, it's 20. The mean is, for the first baseball player, is 1.827. That's where I added them all together, added up all of these numbers, and divided by 6, because there's 6 numbers there. And rounding this number, just a little quick review on rounding. You look at the number in the thousandths place, that's the third number. That's what we're trying to round. Since 5 is 4, 5 or more, we're going to add 1 to the number in the thousandths place. So this will be 0.305. For the second baseball player, the range is 0.336 minus 0.276. I don't think I wrote that number down right, but anyway. 0.336 minus 0.276, and that will be, what is that? 0.060 or 0.06. And the mean, we add up all these numbers and we divide by 6. Oops. And we get 0.3045 again. That 4 is in the thousandths place. 5 makes that 4 go up 1. Okay, now look at our little words here. It says compare the players' batting skills. All right, so both players have similar batting averages during the 6 months. Okay, it says the first one says second player has a greater average. That's not true. They're both the same. So the batting averages for the second player are more spread out, or the batting average for the first player are more spread out. So we look at the, I don't know what I wrote down for that 0.06. Where did that come from? Somebody here to set me straight. The batting average, the range, I'm sorry, was 4. I was looking at another problem. Okay, so the range for the first batter is bigger than the range for the second batter. So that means the first batter batting averages are more spread out. So this is D. So if the range is higher, it's more spread out. When the range is lower, it's less spread out. All right, number 7 says, I was really wrong on that last one. Let me go back to this last one. Okay, let's start over on this one here. I had one right and the other one wrong. All right, so the range for batting, whatever that was 0.106, and this is 0.06. I was right on that second one. I don't know what happened over here, but anyway. Looking at 2 different problems, they look the same. All right, so that one is now correct as far as the blanks, so you can fix that. All right, now number 7. All right, number 7 says, find the mean and median and mode and range of the data set below after you add 10. So I'm going to add 10, and then I'm going to put them in order. So I added 10, so 10 plus 0, that's the smaller one. And then this will be 21.8, this is 18.9, 18.2, 20.3, and 18.2. So I put those numbers in order after I added 10. So the mean is, after you add them all together, and you're adding up these numbers after you add 10 and divide by 6, we get 17.9. All right, the median, since there's 6 numbers, the 2 numbers in the middle are 18.2 and 18.9. Add those together, divide by 2, and round to the, oh, I guess we're going to have to round on that one, just 18.55. The mode is 18.2 because that's the number that occurs the most. And the range is 21.8 minus 10, which is 11.8. So be careful on the kind that tell you to do something before you find the mean, median, mode, and range. In this case, it said after you add 10. All right, and number 8. If the mean of 3 outfielders, lots of baseball stuff here, is 204 pounds, and the mean of 6 other players is 211 pounds, what is the mean of 9-person team? So this is also an example of a ACT type problem. First, we're going to take 3 and multiply it times 204 because that's the average of those 3. Then we're going to take 6 and multiply it times 211 because that's the average of those 6. So 3 times 204 plus 6 times 211 divided by 9 because together we have 9 players. So that will be 3 times 204 is 612, plus 6 times 211 is 1,266 divided by 9. That's 1,878 divided by 9, which is 208.6666 repeating, okay? So they say to round to the tenths, 6 is in the tenths. The 6 to the right makes that go up to a 7. So it's 208.7 pounds. All right, that's the rest of those problems.